Drop, you can't ignore it. I'm transforming now these cars and planes. I'm always boarding. Just out touring down in Charlotte like I play for Hornets.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How you doing? Happy Tuesday to you. I hope you all are staying cool in these hot streets. You're watching the TFG Sports Show, the best 30 minutes of sports talk on social media, and I am your host, Kendrick. Glad that you can join me. We took a week off, but we're back, and we got some hot stuff that we're going to talk about. I hope everybody is doing well and surviving this heat. And I also like to say happy post-Juneteenth. I hope everyone celebrated yesterday and remember what Juneteenth stands for, the history. I hope you was able to spend time with family and also learn a little bit of history. And so that makes a short week for those that were maybe off yesterday. Not all companies actually chose to celebrate the federal holiday. But again, you watching the TFG Sports Show. I'm your host, Kendrick, and again, I hope everybody's having a great start to their week. Now, before we get started, come in, hit that like, hit that share button, hit that comment button, say a little something so we can chat a taste. Let me know you're in here so we can chat it up, so we can talk about sports a little bit. My man Charles Moore, what's up, my brother? AKA The Voice. I appreciate that, brother. Thanks for always tuning in and supporting anything TFG, brother. We definitely appreciate it. Thanks for popping in. Now, before we get to our hot takes, we're going to get some quick hits real quick. We had a couple of things happen earlier in the day. First of all, we're going to talk about the retirement of Rob Gronkowski. He decided to call it quits. He called it quits after 12 seasons. Gronkowski was drafted in the second round, a 42nd pick by the New England Patriots in 2010. Gronk is a four-time Super Bowl champion, 3 with the New England Patriots and 1 with the Buccaneers. He's a first-team All-Pro 4 times. He went to 5 Pro Bowls. He's part of the NFL All-Decade team of the 2010. And he was also named to the 100th anniversary team of all time. He leaves the game with 621 receptions, 9,286 yards, and 92 touchdowns. So the man they call Gronk is decided to hang the cleats up after 12 seasons, and he's going to ride off into the sunset. Now, he may be back. You know, Gronk retired before, but he decided to come back. So we'll see if his buddy OTB maybe be able to talk him to come back for one more season. Now, another quick hit. Deshaun Watson has settled 20 of the 24 legal lawsuits that were filed against him. That came down today as well. As you know, Deshaun Watson has been embroiled in this legal situation. When he was with the Texans traded him to the Cleveland Browns. He got a $230 million guaranteed contract. Top 3 NFL tight end. I agree, Charles. He's definitely in the mix. Deshaun, again, has settled with 20 of the 24 litigants against him. Now, there's still 4 other civil lawsuits he has to face. Don't know the terms of that settlement agreement. I'm sure it's going to be non-disclosure agreements. I'm sure it has been signed and sealed, but he still has to face suspension from the NFL. And, you know, I'm not a bid man, but a lot of the reports are saying he's definitely probably going to get, top 3 tight end. Got you right, Charles. Say it ain't so, Deshaun. Yeah, man, the block was hot. So he decided to go ahead and settle 20 of those 24 lawsuits. Again, he's still going to face suspension from the league. Everybody's speculating it could be between 6 games to a season. We all know it's going to be a minimum of 6. I think he's going to be suspended a season. Just my take. That's some of the reports that's coming out. Also saying the NFL wants to basically throw the book at him. So we'll see on that. We'll keep you posted on that. So those are 2 of our quick hits before we jump right into it. Let's get down to it, Mr. Producer. NBA Finals. Yeah. The Warriors win series 4-2. Charles, we both were wrong. You picked the Celtics in 7. I picked them in 6. But I was Charles said 6 to 7 games for Deshaun. I think it's going to be definitely a minimum of 6. I think he's going to be gone the season, but that's just me. But the NBA Finals, Warriors, they showed what they was made of. They took this series 4-2. The Warriors take again. They win their 4th title in 8 seasons. Mr. Everything and Mr. Finals MVP Stephen Curry was 34 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. He went 12 of 21 from the field, and he hit 6 of 11 3-pointers. Andrew Wiggins, who I think had an excellent series defensively and offensively, he went for 18.6 and 5 assists. Klay Thompson went for 12 points and 5 rebounds and 2 assists. And Draymond Green finally showed up and had a pretty decent game for himself. He almost had a triple-double, not a triple single, as some people were saying. Draymond Green had 12 points, 12 rebounds, and 8 assists. Now the Celtics was led by Jaylen Brown, who had 34, 7, and 3. Jason Tatum, he had an average series. He went for 13, 3, and 7. And Al Horford went for 19 points, 14 rebounds, and 2 assists. The big thing for the Celtics, too many turnovers. They had 23 turnovers in this game. And for the playoffs, they had like over 100 turnovers as a team. You can't win with that stat line. You can't win with 23 turnovers. Charles says, congratulations to the Warriors for buying that championship, most expensive team ever. I'm just saying, hey man, if you got it, you know what they say. If you got it, you flaunt it. If you got it, you spend it. And the Warriors obviously got it like that. It ain't like what's that other saying? They say it ain't tricking if you got it. But I mean, hats off to the Warriors. They didn't won 4 in 8 years, man. I would have to say, and we'll get into this later. Where does this leave Steph? Where is he in the conversation? But we'll get to that in just a second. Again, Curry was named NBA Finals MVP. He averaged 31.2 points in this series, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. He shot 48.2% from the field and 43.7% from three-point line. Now, let's talk about the head coach of these Warriors, Steve Kerr. This is his 9th championship overall. He has 5 as a player, 3 with the Bulls, 2 with San Antonio Spurs, and he has 4 as a coach. He's the 6th coach to win 4 titles. Obviously, Phil Jackson, Red Auerbach, John Kundler, who I have no idea who that is, Greg Popovich, and Pat Riley are the other coaches to win 4 championships or more. Now, Golden State led this game by as many as 22 after being down 14-2 in the first quarter. They will go on a 35-8 run and would not look back. Warriors are the first team to go from the NBA's worst record to a championship in 3 seasons span. They went from 15-50 in 2019 and 2020. 3 years later, they are the champions of the world. Charles says Boston's youth really showed they'll be back. They need a true point guard. I totally agree. Marcus Smart that's not his true position. Smart, he's a hard-nosed defender, but he's definitely not a point guard. Marcellus Young, thanks for tuning in. The dude earned that joint. Don't hate Charles, laughing out loud. Yeah. So thanks for tuning in, Marcellus. Yeah, so the finals, man, now Las Vegas has already put the bets out there that the Warriors are favored to win it again next year. Warriors already saying that. Steph's the truth. Real talk for real men. My man, Lee Black, thanks for popping in, brother. Yeah, Steph's the truth. And we're going to talk about Steph. Where does he stack up? I definitely want to hear what you guys' thoughts on that. Charles and Marcellus, they definitely won, but Boston gave it away. I don't know if Boston gave it away. I just think that their youth did show. I think that experience a lot of times does win. When you talk about a 7-game series, when you talk about basketball, normally the best team is going to win 4 games. That's just, that's the way basketball, NBA finals, NBA series are set up. Now, football is totally different. Sometimes the best team doesn't win the Super Bowl because that's only 1 game. So, and we've seen that in the NFL and even bowl games and even the national championships. Sometimes the best team, it's always the best team that day. But in a series, a 7-game series in baseball and in basketball, normally the best team is going to win because you got to beat that team 4 times. So I'd say hats off to the Warriors. I think the Celtics are on there. They're on their way. They a little youth. They a little young. First year head coach Emi Udoka. He did a heck of a job. He brought in his hard nose, and I think his team showed his personality. So I think Boston won't be back, but I'm definitely rooting for my Bucks to get back. Hopefully we can get back there and win another ship for the Brew City for Milltown. So again, Warriors win the series 4-2. Lee says Boston will be back. Of course, I believe Tatum will use this to fuel his improvement. Definitely, I think he's gonna get in the lab. He's gonna, he's gonna do his thing. I think this is his 5th year. You have to be, in order to win, you gotta lose first. And it gotta hurt. So I think, sometimes you can't win that first time, especially like this. So I think the Celtics will be back, but that East is still, you still got to get Milwaukee over there. The Heat is probably going to get a little bit better. And so don't know what the Bulls, I think, might be a little bit better too. So we're going to see. Now the West, it's going to be interesting. I think Golden State is going to be one of the teams. We got to see what the Lakers going to do with their new head coach, Darvin Ham. Memphis Grizzlies showed that they're a young team on the rise in the West. So it's not going to be no cakewalk, and it's hard to repeat. It's hard to three-peat. And that's why a lot of teams hadn't done that before. So we'll see. Again, Warriors win the finals 4-2. They had a crazy parade. I was seeing Klay Thompson. He done lost the ring. He done knocked down a spectator. He done lost his hat on the ocean. I think Klay Thompson was on that hen. He was on that Hennessy or something because he was for the theatrics at the parade on yesterday. So anyway, congratulations, Warriors. Let's move on to the next topics. We're gonna stay with the Warriors. I want to get you guys' take. Is Stephen Curry top 10 all time? That has been the hot topic of sports debate shows since last Thursday. After they won it, that's been the hot topic, and you're going to continue to hear this. I'm just going to throw his resume out here, and I want you guys, Charles, Lee, Marcellus, tell me what you think. This is his resume as of right now. Curry, he's a 4-time NBA champion, 2-time NBA scoring champ. He's a 2-time NBA MVP. He's won it. He's the only one to have won that unanimously one time. He's 1-time NBA Finals MVP, 8-time NBA All-Star, 4-time All-NBA First Team, 2-time All-NBA Second Team, most career three-pointers made with 3,117, and he is part of the NBA 75th anniversary team. So with that resume, who you bumping out of your top 10? Charles, who you got? Nope, not yet. Top 15, Charles says. So you're not bumping nobody out of your top 15 just yet. All right, Lee says Klay definitely be one on. Okay. All right, Lee, who you got? Is Steph Curry a top 10 all time after this championship? Now, my thing is he's won 2 without Kevin Durant. I think that you got to give him points for that. Charles says Tony Parker has 4 championships and a NBA Finals MVP. Okay, that's a legitimate argument. But but he's not. Tony Parker is not one of 2 times. He's not a 2-time MVP, nor is league MVP. Nor did he win a unanimous one either. So you got to take that in consideration. Real talk. Lee says, unfortunately, I just cannot put him in the top 10. Greatest shooter ever, but not top 10. Yes, top 15. Okay. So Lee and Charles believe he's not top 10 just yet, but he is top 15. Let me ask you this. If you had to bump someone out of your top 10, because everybody top 10 is different, it's subjective. This is not a right or wrong answer. Whoever, I think the top 3 for most people, we go MJ, Kareem, and Magic. Well, at least I do. And Wilt and Bill, and then, but it changes periodically. But if you had to bump someone out of your top 10, who would it be? Charles, who would it be? Lee, who would it be? When he becomes top 10, let me say that. Because you said he's not yet. But if he wins another championship and another MVP, would he be top 10 then? Because he has 4, Shaq and LeBron got 4 too. And they in the top 10. It's some in the top 10 that don't have 4. Most will put in their top 10. He doesn't have 4. I just like to know, if you had to bump someone out of your top 10, who would you bump? Lee says, unfortunately, okay. I cannot put him in the top 10. Okay, yeah, I already read that. So I like to see your answer. I think right now he's definitely, in my opinion, I think he's 10. I think after winning it. I really know it's blasphemy, but Will gotta go. Damn, it hurts to say that. Okay. Wilt has if you had to bump somebody. I was listening to I think it was Shannon Sharp. And I think he said if he had to bump someone out of his top 10, I forgot who. Ah, man, I forgot who it was. Shantae says I have him in top 10. Shantae says she have him in her top 10. Cool. Uh, Charles Moore. I take out Isaiah Thomas. Oh, okay. So Isaiah's in your top 10. Charles is top 10. He would bump Isaiah. Oh, yeah, I would easily do that too. But Isaiah's not in my top 10. But now, as point guards are considered, definitely Isaiah's he's probably, yeah, he's one. He's two. He's behind Magic as far as point guards. It's Magic, Isaiah, and now it's Stephen Curry as far as point guards all time, in my opinion. Yeah, I'm going Magic, Isaiah, and Stephen Curry. So, as far as point guards, Will scored 100 points in the game. Yes, sir, he did. He did. So, it makes for great debate. Again, it's all subjective. Everybody's top 10 is different. Especially when you get to 5 through 10. I think 1 through 5, it's pretty much everybody kind of has the same. But definitely when you start talking about 6 through 10, you can move people around. Shantae says Isaiah is a hater though. Laugh out loud. Yeah, you might be a hater, but you can't take away what he did on that court. He's one of the quickest point guards to ever do it. So yeah, I think Isaiah a little salty being from Chicago, and Mike came in and kind of got the shine, and he's the golden boy of Chicago. But Isaiah's you can say what you want about him. He definitely brought it on the court. He's, like I say, he's still one of my number 2 point guard all time, in my opinion. Lee again says I cannot forget Bill Russell beat Will consistently in the era, and Steph has won 4 times in the LeBron era. Exactly, as well, and he's right. He's won with LeBron. He's tied him now. He's top 5 with his hating. Okay, Shantae. So this is going to be a debate that's gonna go on and on. It's probably you're gonna hear so much more about this over the summer until the NBA starts again. I'd say right now I would have Steph at number 10 right now after his resume. Just looking at his resume, I have to do that. But I still don't think he's the best point guard of all time. I think he's number 3. Antoine Banks, my brother from another mother. What's up, brother? Thanks for tuning in. So again, put it in your comments, those that watch this later. I'd like to know who's your top 10 all time. If you would, put those in the comments. I'd like to see those later. So let's move on to our next topic, Mr. Producer. Let's get it. I'm not a big wrestling guy, but I know it's some wrestling guys out there. Your boy, my wrestling fans, I need to hear what you think. Your guy, Vince McMahon, is under investigation. Now, according to this report, he actually showed up for this past, I believe it was this SmackDown. He delivered his first comment since the allegations and this investigation has started. Now, he didn't say much. He just basically introduced and said then, now, together, and most importantly, forever. And that pretty much it. But I know his daughter now, I think his name is Stephanie McMahon, is now in charge of running WWE. Now, McMahon has been embroiled in a bombshell investigation, one of which pertains to a $3 million settlement he made to an ex-employee during an alleged affair. McMahon and WWE are also being investigated by attorneys at law for a potential breach of fiduciary duties. So, yo, what's up, Lamar? Thanks for dropping in, brother. So, Vince acting like Jerry Jones. That's what Charles said. Hey, this right here is some serious allegations. Lamar says that means Triple H in charge. Nah, not, but it could be. But we definitely know Stephanie is in charge right now. Shantae says Stephanie was honestly pretty much running it anyway. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I was reading up on that. So is this? I want to ask my wrestling fans: is this part of a storyline, or do you think this is legit? I know it's probably legit, but sometimes wrestling they be making these storylines. Charles says Does Steph beat a healthy LeBron and Cavs team without KD? Yeah, I think so. But that's neither here nor there. That's one of those ifs. We don't know, but I think so. I think he could. But yeah, so Vince McMahon is under fire. He's had to step back from his duties as the face of the WWE. And Shantae says, yeah, it's legit. Charles says, everyone wants some glory hole. Charles, you crazy. Yeah, it's legit. And I know it probably is, but again, you have to ask, it is wrestling. Now, will the WWE survive these allegations? I think is another employee has been charged with some entanglements as well within this. And I know WWE is popular. I know wrestling is really popular. I don't watch it as much as I don't really watch it like I used to. Long as I get to see Rico, I don't care. Who is that, Shantae? Fill me in. I ain't a big wrestling watcher. I think it's something Vince would do though. Lamar said he think it's something Vince would do. And I don't know, but I just think I'm gonna really pay a little bit more attention to this because I hadn't watched wrestling, man. I'm from a whole old school era. I'm from the Von Erichs and Junkyard Dog and all that. I'm going way back. I know I'm telling my age now, but yeah, I don't really keep up. I know who Hulk Hogan and Triple H and all them cats are, but I don't really watch it religiously like that. Randy Orton, yeah, I remember that name. So it's gonna right now, this early in the investigation. Don't know what's going to happen. But again, Vince is stepping away. He has to take a step back. He's got to fall back. And maybe he got a body slam or something he got coming up that he can body slam these allegations. Now is he married? I don't know. Yeah, Kabuki and Kamala. Yeah, AB Kabuki and Kamala. Now I don't know if Vince is married. Triple H married to Stephanie and has a lot of control. Okay, so basically that is business as usual. Charles says WWE hasn't been the same since the altitude area. Okay. McMahon is the Trump of wrestling, laughing out loud. I believe that too, Lee. So, yeah, WWE, Vince McMahon on investigation, see if he probably be able to fight these allegations off. Supposedly, this is the former employee, he paid her off. So she's not supposed to talk about it. Shantae says Stephanie runs him too. Now, okay. So Stephanie just running everything. Lamar says he's going to do like Trump did when he became president. He'll still be in charge. Well, I guess that's what we're going to see. So y'all keep it locked. I know SmackDown comes on Monday nights, if I'm correct. Yes, Vince married to Linda McMahon. Okay, I figured he was married. So Linda ain't going nowhere. Shoot. I'm sure she ain't going nowhere. All this money, all this history, she probably been with him from the beginning. His wife is a Republican politician. Oh, interesting. Not surprising at all. But so we'll keep an eye on the WWE. Wrestling fans, you watch this later. Give me your thoughts on this investigation. Lee says this is a case of power corrupts absolutely, and absolute power couples. You right. I agree, Lee. So let's move on to our next topic, Mr. Producer. What we got left? Now, this is a cool story. Speaking of WWE, HBCU, a linebacker by the name of Keyshawn Moore, he inks a deal with WWE, which is called NIL, not name, image, and likeness, but it is next in line, where the WWE has started this program where they're going to try to recruit male and female athletes, college athletes, sign them up, get them signed to a contract, and have them prepare them to come to the league and become a wrestler. I think it's pretty dope. And Keyshawn Moore happens to be the only HBCU player to be signed to this deal. NIL is again, it's called Next in Line, which means basically it's a training camp, I think, for the WWE. Now, coming off the heels of this investigation, hopefully it'll gain steam. But you never really think about guys going into wrestling or girls going into women going into wrestling as a career. Well, I think this new deal, next in line, will open up opportunities for those that look at this as a different career move. And let's be honest, man, if you're good at that, you can make some bread in wrestling. It's there. So Shantae says, not mad at that at all. I'm with you. I'm like, hey, and like I say, he jumped on board. Lee says, very smart move to tap into the next generation. Exactly. Wrestling is a big these new generation people. They love wrestling. And why not get into the mix? And it's a big $1 billion industry. And it's a lot of, let's be honest, it's a lot of guys that probably won't make it to that next level, professional sport, whatever sport they choose. And it's a lot of women now. The women wrestling thing is big too. So I think it's a win-win. It's a win-win for everybody. It's definitely a win-win for the HBCUs. So they're getting some more love, getting some more exposure. Athletes are getting some more opportunities open for them. So I can't wait to see this happen. I hope to see more do it. Again, I'm not a big wrestling watcher, but I'm definitely gonna probably start tuning in if this next in line program jumps off. I'm definitely gonna be doing more and paying more attention to it, doing more reports on it. And we're gonna see more and more of this happening. So kudos to the WWE doing their thing. Kudos to Keshawn Moore. Now Keshawn Moore, he still has another year left. He's a junior defensive lineman for Hampton, but he's already signed his deal, just in case, something happens. Smash the thank you, Lamar. Yeah, y'all hit that thumbs up button for me. Like and share this, man. Make sure you comment too. And subscribe if you haven't. Subscribe. You see that scroll? Subscribe to TFG Sports Media and all the TFG shows. Make sure you go to YouTube and subscribe to that. So shout out to Keshawn Moore, man. Wish you luck. Big things going on in HBCU, WWE. Let's keep it wrestling. Let's keep it wrestling. So we about down to my final thoughts, man. I want to say thanks everybody for tuning in. Charles, my dude, Shantae, Lamar, Lee Black, Marcellus, everybody for tuning in. And make sure you don't forget to hit that subscribe button to TFG Sports Media on YouTube, and make sure you like it on Facebook. Now, my final thoughts is, man, it's a big. I ain't gonna say hating. I hate to say that word, but it's a lot of theatrics going on in sports media when it comes to sports talk, sports debate. And Draymond Green is kind of the ringleader. And the reason I say that, he has tagged himself the new media. Now it's this old media versus new media, according to Draymond Green. He says the new media don't know sports. If you ain't played sports, you're really not equipped, and you really don't have the experience to talk about a particular sport, whatever sport that may be. So he says that those in the old media, and he was throwing shade at Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp, Skip Bayless, the Nick Wrights, the Chris Broussards, all of them. He said the old media don't get it because a lot of them don't know nothing about sports. But the new media, which is the guys that's currently playing or that have played, they hold more weight. I got a problem with that because it's a lot of just because I didn't play a sport doesn't mean that I haven't studied a sport, or I follow a sport, or I don't have enough insight to analyze a sport. I think he's missing the boat. I think a lot of these new cats that got their podcast, they just real sensitive. They get mad when somebody tell them their game stink. Now I will say some of the old heads do go, I think they take it a little too far. I will. I think the Skip Bayless is taking too far. I think the Stephen A. Smiths take it too far. I think Nick Wright definitely doesn't know what he's talking about, and he takes it too far as well. But my thing is, it's enough out here for everybody. And just again, I would say, Jeremiah, just because I didn't play and I did play high school basketball, and I've watched it my whole life. I do know something about the analytics of basketball. I can analyze a game. I can watch it, and I can analyze a player's play. Yep, there's coaches that didn't play. Thank you, Lamar. It's a bunch of coaches that didn't play. But that doesn't mean we that's just like I can talk about politics, even though I'm not a politician. I've read enough about it and studied it to know I can comment on it. So this old media versus new media, this social media has changed the game. Now these young cats, they get it. They got an opportunity to speak their piece and come out and say something against somebody when they may not like what they say. I mean, Charles Barkley, it keeps it real, all the time. And I know him and Draymond went at it. But my thing is, sometimes some of the stuff Draymond say isn't I don't agree with it, but I'm not gonna dismiss you. You know, you see it from different eye levels. So can we stop this old media versus new media? It's enough room for everybody to critique. Just because a guy didn't play or a woman didn't play that sport, she still has if she studied her craft, if he studied his craft, he has an opinion. Charles says, just keep it on the court or field. Don't attack anyone, identify off the court or field. And I totally agree with that. Keep it don't make it personal. Don't be calling people out their name. Like Skip Bayless calling Russell Westbrook. Marcella says the new generation is way too sensitive for me. And Draymond fails to realize he owes his opportunity to get into media to the very old media he is criticizing. Marcella's young, and you know what? You just hit the nail on the head. And with that, I want to say thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I'm going to leave it right there. Again, you've been watching TFG Sports Show. I'm your host, Kendrick. Again, you can catch me here every Tuesday night at 6:30 p.m. Glad for everybody tuning in. Lamar, Shante, Marcellus, Charles, Lee, thanks for popping in. Antoine, I'm about to get out of here. You guys enjoy the rest of your evening. See you again next Tuesday night at 6:30. I'm out. Peace.
That money clip us now, the new now looks like, whoa. Upgrade her diamonds, now her girlfriends are like, whoa, 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 whoa. I hit record a drop, you can't ignore it. I'm transforming now these cars and planes, I'm always boarding. Just out touring down in Charlotte like I play for Hornets. When I'm performing, never boring, now you can't afford it. Champagne Perrier.